Maybe you've heard it too, that the world is ruled by hidden hands, that politics, power, and systems are weaving cages you cannot see, that somewhere someone is pulling the strings. And as you live in this world, you begin to see yourself as one of the people around you. You walk with a name you didn't choose, a nationality you were assigned, a religion that may have reached you before your mind could even ask, "Who am I?" And slowly, subtly, something sacred is forgotten. You start to believe that you are what the world says you are, that your story was written by others, that your only option is obedience to a script you never wrote. But that is the lie. And like all great lies, it feeds on one thing: fear. Not the fear of monsters or death, but the quieter, deeper fear. The fear of being incomplete. The fear that whispers, "You are not enough as you are." That's the leash. The world does not reveal what you lack. It manufactures lack by hiding from you the full truth of your being, that you are not separate, not broken, not missing any part of yourself. You are already one with the source of everything. You lack nothing. But the illusion is crafted so well, so loud, so constant, that you begin to doubt your wholeness. And once that doubt enters, the game begins. The church may say it knows the truth. The culture may say it knows who you should be. The therapist may say they know what you must heal. And you, the very presence through which the world becomes real, are told you don't know who you are. This is the lie. And it only works when you forget your own truth. When you forget that your power is not in becoming, but in remembering. If you believe them, fear grows. And fear becomes the lens through which you see yourself and the world. In the world of fear, every action is born under pressure, driven by lack, and love is lost in its moment. In that state of living, everything becomes limited, because the one who forgot they are one with the source starts living as if they are separate from the power of all. In this video, we'll uncover how to step out of this loop of fake fear, how to live as the source of power itself, and how to rise into the frequency of freedom that silences every false voice in the world. The only reason we fall into the loop of fear is this: the mind begins to show us the source outside of ourselves. And it doesn't matter what that outer source is. Sometimes it's power. Sometimes it's freedom. Sometimes it's intelligence, love, worth, or peace. But the moment you believe the whispers of the limited mind, the moment you accept the suggestion that you need something outside yourself to be whole, you step out of truth and into illusion. Because now, instead of living from your original completeness, you live from lack, from the fear that you are not enough unless the outer world confirms it. And this is where fear enters. But fear is not your enemy. It is not a flaw. It is a sacred signal, a message from your true being. It rises when your attention moves away from your truth. It says you are identifying with something that is not who you are. Fear is what you feel when you forget your completeness. It is a call, not to react, but to return. Because everything you long for already exists within. And what is within is not thought. It is not identity. It is awareness, the pure, silent field in which all things appear. Every sound, every image, every emotion arises in you. You are that awareness. It has no shape, yet it gives shape to everything, and it lacks nothing. And it is what you truly are. Life can be lived in two entirely different ways. From the knowing of complete awareness, where actions flow from harmony, where love leads, and where power is not forced, but remembered. Or from the illusion of separation, where life is filled with fear, driven by pressure, and defined by chasing things outside to feel whole again. And here lies the deeper misunderstanding. How can fear both be a signal and also weaken the center of your being. The truth is, it only weakens you when it's misunderstood. Most people don't know that the feeling of fear is a reminder to return. They don't know it is a sacred inner pull back to the truth of being. Instead, they interpret fear as failure, as a sign that they must go and gain something outside themselves. And so begins the cycle. The more they feel fear and lack, the more they seek power outside, in approval, success, attention, identity. And the more they seek it out there, the further they drift from their truth, from the still, complete and eternal presence within. Fear then becomes a fork in the road. Ignore it, and it becomes weakness. Follow it back to your center, and it becomes wisdom. Because in truth, you are never broken. You are never separate from the source. You simply believed a voice that wasn't yours. And fear is the signal, not to run, but to return, to turn inward, to silence the external noise, to reclaim your attention, and to remember that nothing outside of you can complete you, because the one that lacks nothing is already what you are. You don't need to become powerful. You only need to stop forgetting that you already are. The path is not about adding more, but about clearing the noise that made you doubt your completeness. Here are practices that can gently and powerfully bring you back to the source within. 1. Inner stillness practice, returning to the field. Sit in silence. Close your eyes and ask gently, who is aware of this fear? Not to answer with thoughts, but to feel the awareness itself. Stay with the sense that you are the one watching. Not the voice, not the body, not the emotion, just watch, just be. Let fear dissolve in the presence of the one who sees it. The more you practice this, the more you realize, I am not the thing I fear. I am the space it moves through. 2. Conscious attention break, reclaiming your power. Once or twice a day, stop whatever you're doing and ask, where is my attention right now? If it's on lack, danger, comparison, or urgency, pause. Bring it back to your breath. Bring it back to your heart. Bring it back to the awareness that needs nothing to be whole. Even 60 seconds of this can cut the strings of external control. 3. Affirmation for breaking the illusion of separation. Repeat this slowly while placing your hand on your heart. I am not separate from the source. All power flows through me, not to me. Nothing outside of me can control who I truly am. Let it be more than words. Let it be a reminder to your nervous system that the game of lack is over. 4. Journaling prompt. Meeting the fear with truth. Each time fear arises, write it down. Then ask, what is this fear trying to tell me about myself? What truth have I forgotten in this moment? If I remembered I am already whole, how would I act instead? This practice dissolves the illusion by confronting it with awareness. You are never meant to chase power, approval, or completion, because the source of all of it has always been within you. Fear was never your enemy, only a signal that you've drifted from the truth of who you are. And the truth is, you are not separate from the source. You are an expression of it. The moment you stop believing the lie that you're broken or lacking, the illusion begins to dissolve. From this place, nothing outside you can define you, and no system can control you. As the soul remembers itself, fear loses its grip, and a new life begins. One rooted not in striving, but in stillness. Not in reaction, but in divine knowing. You are already whole. You are already free. Now is the time to live like it.